in a society whereby we don't grow and we are going to blame ourselves and say that we are not thinkers, we are not inventors. But actually, the key problem is documentation. Yeah, if there's something I would like to talk and emphasize so much, is the documentation part of your thought. You know, your thoughts are very brilliant, but the problem is that you just think and you leave that. We exist in a sort of comfort zone whereby we don't write, we don't articulate issues on the smallest platforms that we have. On your Facebook, on your WhatsApp, we realize that we do little about posting things that are very helpful to the society. I don't mean doing the others, posting memes is bad, but at least we need a balance. And from COVID-19, and from my analysis, I was reading through articles and I realized that most of the articles are written from outside the developing countries. It might be on your realization that most of the African stories are said by the president, Paul Kagame, the president of Rwanda, that African stories have been written by others. And there is need, it is time that we need to write our own stories and solve our own problems. Yeah. Where do we begin from? We realize that research could be expensive, yes. In fact, when you think that sometimes it's like you don't have back, so research could be expensive and unaffordable, but with time, you realize that your collection of thoughts are going to foster and make you grow. And maybe with time, you are going to be blessed by Allah and God, and your mind and the work of your hands will flourish and prosper. So I was saying that it is not time to look and say that our society, oh, it's not innovative, it's not creative. You know, you are the cause for our society that is not creative. Let's not look very far. And after looking that, yes, I am the cause, I will not just say I'm the cause and I sit like that. I'll no longer be silent. So it's not that some guys on the other side of the wall are very smarter than us, but it's because they document and speak out their minds. You see, we smart people, the society we are in, especially from the region we are coming from, has taught us that when you are smart, you have to keep quiet, you have to be silent, you have to have no trouble with anyone, and you have to mute. So Napoleon Panatton said that not because the violence, things happens not because of the violence of bad people, but because of the silence of the good people. So when we are seeing a society that is not innovative, are you doing something about it? We actually don't write our own stories. We don't even keep the records. We don't even write quotes. Maybe you've thought something this way and you have to mention it to someone. You know, our minds tend to forget things easily, especially if you don't put in a paper so that you remind yourself. We don't write our own stories. We don't own medical innovations and advancements in our careers, in our fields of expertise. And we realize that there is still a need for more chemists and for more advancements in our profession. So we realize that even the existing chemists at the moment are run by non-pharmacists and are just waiting for us to license them. They are waiting for you to finish school so that they can use your license to do it. And at that point, you are going to be paid some peanuts. And if you continue on that cycle of thinking that you are okay with a job and you don't need anything else more, then there is no much growth that is going to be witnessed. At the moment, we realize that there are some things that can be attached to a chemist or can be attached to the business that you are doing. Like you can attach an hospice or a chemotherapy or physiotherapy to a chemist. So when you have an entrepreneur, you realize that your work is limited. Your creativity is limited by the boss. So as a scholar, we just need to stop posting about more of our birthdays, the places we visit, the hotels. I mean, we need to change something. We cannot just live in a systematic way as the society is teaching us. When you go to the Facebook, you realize that nowadays it's fashion, it's okay to post your loved one or your children or what you ate or whatever it is. But there is little on the professional development and knowledge equipment on the coming generation and also on yourself. You know, when you do these things, you are building up yourself. Now, the future calls us to plan because a failure to plan is equivalent to planning to fail. Yes, there are some obstacles. Like you may think that, what's this guy saying? Life right outside here is not very easy. Even if you may try to think, what can I invent? You are trying to see it's like everybody else is innovative, but for myself, it's like I'm not innovative. What's the problem with me? No, you don't have any problem. You are living a very correct life. Obstacles are real, and Farmer Mentor is here to tell you that obstacles are opportunities. Once you meet an obstacle, make sure you overcome it. See an obstacle as an opportunity to rise. Yeah, everybody has a different fashion of life. But once there's an obstacle in the society, we realize that we need to provide a solution, be part of the solution makers. So we need a mentally stable society, similarly to a mentally stable pharmacist, mentally stable individual. At the moment, we are witnessing a rising trend in our society where divorce is nothing to bother, where murder and suicide are rising. I think there is a mental problem somewhere. Yeah, we call it, we are advancing technologically, we are advancing, but I think there is a problem. Our society is ill and it needs a group of individuals to work on it. So we need, as a pharmacy or as an individual who have trained this meeting, it is important that you formulate your own individual website and document your thoughts regardless of the size and regardless of even if it's a single thought. These thoughts are very important, and you realize that with time, God will bless you and like you will assemble all your thoughts and put together. We need also to train our children on the basic skills that are compatible with our profession. You realize that this initially in the traditional society, information were being handed down from the parent to the child and the child to their children like that. So you realize if your child will be interested on your field of profession, kindly hold the hand, equip the child with a skill that are very compatible and very relevant. Type that why equip the child? You know, nowadays is that the child goes to school, when they finish school, we come and send them again to their we call remedials. Yeah, it's important, but we don't spend much time with our children. But it is one of the factors that is bringing our society back. So when it is time for you as a professional to have children, you need to keep with these skills that are very compatible. And in case they show passion, let them do your profession. Let them inherit your profession, because this will be the best thing they will do. Because what you invented, the thoughts you had and you shared with the child, it will be continued. And one time, one day, the child will invent or innovate something that will be very important to the society. So let's cultivate a culture where we do our own analysis, we identify the problem, we come up with a solution, and we communicate it to the society. And by so doing, we are going to build a brand. You are going to build yourself. You are going to be identified by pharmaceutical companies, and more easily, you are going to get jobs, and you are going to be involved in research works, and you will realize that there is an urgent need to translate our knowledge into books, websites, and other platforms which are relevant to the society. The society is looking forward to see that this child of ours that we are training, is it going to deliver us the quality? Is he going to give us the equivalence? Look, people are training, they finish their course and they just go and work and life continues and they do less about the society. When we do more about the society, we tend to be more innovative and creative. So there is a rising need for personal doctors in our society today. That is what is there at the moment. You realize there are some chronic diseases such as cancer, which it needs medical attention from the professionals. So life without a pharmacist is very tough. So the new disease in our society is that, yeah, we've been like this. This is how we are. We don't innovate, we don't think, we don't have the equipment. So until when we are going to do this way? Until when we are going to stay at our comfort zone? I believe this is the worst disease than any other. And any attendee of this Zoom meeting is encouraged today that yes, we need to do something different. So in as much as the pharmacist carries the all-round information about the drugs, we realize that more innovations are needed to handle these antibiotic resistant microorganisms, to handle these complicated diseases. And it is a calling that we need to stop being joining hands with comedians and joining hands with the politicians to just post memes and forget to grow our tools. When you grow yourself, you realize you are going to advance. So the real opportunity for success lies within the person and not the job. Absolutely say. I know we all subscribe to this fact that success is more personal, it's more about your mentality, it's more about how you view things and how good enough are you willing to do something different. So we realize that together as a farmer mentor group, we can do better. So the future demands us to increase our skill and relevancy in our and be very competent in our field. So we work beyond our field of specialization and see what is near us and how we can improve ourselves. We need to operate in a problem-solving mechanism, document our thoughts, and make sure that we are there for prosperity. Time is now, and regardless of how things are, we actually need to do something. It is the right time to start. We don't have to wait and say, now when I graduate or when I opened or when I get employed to a better pharmacy, I get to do something bigger. So something bigger always begins from something small, begins from a thought. So since we don't have good mentors from our region, it is time that we mentor ourselves and hold our society and support all those who are having similar thoughts with ours. And we need to invest much on writing our own codes, our own records, and document and communicate them to our society. Because one step will lead to the other. And one very important aspect of motivation is the willingness to stop and look things that no one else has wanted to look at. Yeah, it could be a symbol, but you need to give emphasis to personal development. Yeah, this is a simple process of focusing on things that are normally taken for granted and is the powerful source of creativity. So these small things, when you harmonize, you can change one thing and you realize that your life, your profession, and the society at large is changed. So as Kenya Farmer Mentors, we appreciate you for joining this Zoom meeting, and the calling is follow us on Kenya Farmer Mentor Facebook page, Kenya Farmer Facebook group, and also the website. So it is my calling that, yes, these guys are never smarter than us. And when I say these guys, I mean these innovators who have been innovating a series of drugs, a series of works which have been happening on this great planet. They are not very smarter than us, but the reason is they document, they speak out their minds, they try to work hard to give to the society. So with that, I just say time is now. Let's do something about it. Then we are going to end our meeting, and I'm here to invite you for more meetings that are going to take place, especially that trigger our own innovativeness, our own entrepreneurship, and our own growth as professionals in pharmacy, in whatever field, and in the entire society. So today was our first trial, but we thank you all for joining us. And with that, I welcome you all. I take this opportunity to welcome you for the next Zoom meeting session that will be held on next Sunday. We will be focusing much on the current need of society. That is going to be updated to us. The link will be provided in good time. This was the first time people were wondering what is this, but with time we will get to know. And this farmer mentor is going to be there with you as long as you are there with us. So great things are going to happen, and be assured that today was just a start. Better things are coming, and absolutely we are going to grow stronger and innovative, and our society is going to prosper, and also individually we are going to make good returns. Thank you, and goodbye from this side.